Hey, everyone! Welcome back to the Deco Diva channel, your go-to spot for all things vintage home decor. I'm Cora, and today we're diving into some gorgeous rustic meets vintage spring decorating ideas that will make your home feel cozy, warm, and inviting. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, give us a like, and leave a comment letting us know which of these ideas you can't wait to try out. So grab a cup of tea, and let's get into it. To start, let's talk about the beauty of combining rustic and vintage elements. Think weathered wood, iron accents, and soft pastel colors. By blending rustic charm with vintage details like old glass jars, antique frames, and floral prints, you can create a perfect spring atmosphere that feels both timeless and fresh. This simple yet effective combination adds character and warmth to any room. When it comes to spring, soft pastels are a must. Think pale pinks, muted blues, lavender, and soft yellows. These hues pair wonderfully with vintage decor like antique porcelain or weathered furniture. Try adding pastel cushions to your couch or vintage-inspired floral throws to your armchairs. It'll instantly bring a light and breezy vibe to your home. Florals are such a quintessential spring element, and vintage florals are perfect for a rustic look. Consider using old floral prints or vintage-inspired wallpaper in areas like the kitchen or dining room. You can also bring in fresh flowers like peonies or tulips in vintage glass vases or mason jars for a more authentic touch. For an authentic rustic touch, distressed wood is a game changer. You can add a weathered wood coffee table, a reclaimed wood shelf, or even a DIY headboard made from old barn wood. This creates a beautiful contrast with vintage decor and helps set a warm, welcoming tone for your home. Look for pieces that have a bit of history to them. Vintage-inspired furniture like a retro armchair or a mid-century modern sideboard adds unique character and a sense of nostalgia to your space. Pair these with soft spring touches like a crocheted throw or a floral pillow to keep things feeling fresh and airy. Wrought iron is another great element that brings in a rustic and vintage touch. Whether it's a beautiful iron chandelier or an iron-framed mirror, these pieces can add an elegant, rustic feel to any room. The combination of the rustic iron with delicate spring florals or lace makes for a stunning contrast. Old glassware and vintage vases bring an old-world charm to your spring decor. Fill antique glass vases with freshly picked wildflowers or use them as candle holders. Whether it's a collection of vintage bottles or a stunning glass cloche, these small touches can help elevate your home decor and give it a nostalgic spring vibe. Creating a spring-inspired table setting is a great way to incorporate rustic and vintage elements into your dining room. Use antique china, mismatched vintage plates, and rustic wooden chargers to set the stage. Add in fresh flowers or greenery for a final pop of color, and you'll have a beautiful table that's perfect for spring gatherings. Lighting is key to creating a cozy, inviting atmosphere, and vintage lamps are perfect for this. Look for antique-style table lamps with distressed lampshades or a vintage chandelier. The warm glow from these lamps adds to the rustic charm and creates the perfect ambience for a relaxing spring evening. Shabby chic shelving can provide both function and beauty in your home. Think floating shelves made from reclaimed wood or vintage bookcases that have a bit of wear and tear. You can display vintage knickknacks, old books, and spring decor like potted plants or dried flowers on these shelves to make your space feel more lived in and welcoming. For wall art, consider mixing vintage frames with rustic wooden boards. You could frame botanical prints, old postcards, or even family photos in distressed wooden frames to bring in both rustic and vintage vibes. Hanging them in a gallery wall style creates a beautiful focal point in any room and helps set the tone for your spring decor. Vintage rugs, especially those with rich patterns or muted tones, can instantly elevate your spring decor. Place them in high-traffic areas like your living room or hallway to add warmth and texture. You can also layer vintage textiles like lace tablecloths or crocheted doilies on side tables or dressers to soften the space and add vintage flair. Spring is the season for new growth, and fresh greenery is an essential element of rustic decor. Incorporate potted plants or small indoor herb gardens into your decor. Vintage planters, such as ceramic or tin pots, are perfect for this. You can place them on windowsills, bookshelves, or even hang them from the ceiling for an extra touch of rustic charm. And there you have it, 15 rustic meets vintage decorating ideas that will make your home feel warm, inviting, and ready for spring. I hope these ideas inspire you to create a beautiful, cozy space that reflects your love for both rustic and vintage style. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so you don't miss out on more home decor inspiration. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time on Deco Diva.